Beep, 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 beep. Good morning, all. The jester here. You know, there are times when jouissance and schadenfreude are not just simply words. They are a requirement for the beginning of your day. And I woke up this morning, and what have we got? The virgin bludgeoning of Sturgeon. Wee Jimmy Cranky, who, let's be frank, has been exposed for the queer theorist and follower of ideology that she is. It's an incredibly interesting situation. Now, obviously, it's bloody serious, right? It's really serious, and I think this is the point at which the Scottish voters begin to recognise that what they've got in charge is a bunch of postmodern, post-structuralist, queer theory believing numpties, right? Because that's what they've got. So first off, we had that video I did about that, Lloyd Russell Twat, whatever his name is. What was it about him? Do you remember? Right about him and the woodland folk. Ooh, smack him on the head with an oak leaf. That, all that stuff. All these people, we affirm people's identity. He's deleted it, right? I think he must have seen the video. You're right there, Lloyd. How are you feeling, mate? Right. So I think he must have deleted it because he saw the video. Gosh, the Wayback Machine. Well, who'd have thought? So we've got it. We got the receipts, kids. We're not stupid. So there was an article that's appeared this morning in the Telegraph, which is my normal go-to for various things, by a chap called Alan Cochrane, who, like my good self, is a bearded man who I presume is in his late 40s or early 50s, who has written this. It came out at 6 a.m. this morning, so I thought, well, we'll do this one first. Let's get on the ball with this today. Nicola Sturgeon was all glib reassurances yesterday. Glib reassurances. What? He's so kind. I think Nicola Sturgeon was a bumbling mess of being exposed for what she is yesterday, but that's just me. As she sought to calm a fevered public by insisting that a double rapist born a man, you don't need to say that, he is a man. A double rapist, which is a man, right, okay, who subsequently changed gender. No, he didn't. He just, LARPed, like they all do, right? Won't serve out what's expected to be a lengthy sentence at a women's prison. Right, so this is the woman who's been pushing all this crap with the GRR, has now had to go, no, not that one. The grift's over, Sturgeon, you liar. Right, it's over, okay? The grift's over. That's all it took, see? One admittance that this is cobblers, which is what it is, and it's over. Right, so he says here, however, what she couldn't do was deny, although for a while that's what she seemed to be doing, that the beast, as the Tories' Douglas Ross called the attacker, was already in a women-only prison. Right? After conviction at High Court for rape. This was an appalling man. So she desperately tried to evade things, right? Because obviously there's the gender reform proposals that she's had going on, and the fact that it's been blocked by the Scottish Attorney General, who's asked them to look at it again. Don't look at it again, just abandon it, right? Because we need to repeal the GRA, because this has caused serious problems in our society, and it has allowed safeguarding to slip, and we've opened a hole the size of the Grand Canyon for those who wish to play with nefarious ends. And I mean play with nefarious ends from the individual who turns up dressed in a skimpy outfit of what they think it means to be a woman at work, and therefore gets all the women that are in work to partake in their sexual fetish without consent, right the way through to the likes of this beast. Right? Now, I'm not saying they're the same thing. They're not. What I'm saying is, no. We shouldn't be putting up with either or anything in between. Still need that HR letter. Dear HR person, there is a man performing a sexual fetish in my workplace. That's what we need, right? Let's get this out. And stop denying the fact that we've known there's been men that do this for God as long as we can remember. Have you never seen personal services? Really? That kind of thing. Getting spanked and dressing up as maids, and we know some of this is about sexual turn-ons and euphoria. Right? So let's not pretend this has got anything to do with anything except men's sexual needs. So she desperately tried to save face on this. I mean, she wouldn't answer any straight questions. You've already got to watch her and what she's been saying when people have asked her questions. So she couldn't attempt, nor could Sturgeon's attempt at a low-key response mask the brutal truth that this case had blown sky high her hopes of persuading voters and the wild world to accept her gender reform proposals, now blocked. Thank goodfully. Thankfully. Oh, that should be a word. Thank goodfully. How marvellous. Right, so it's blocked. We're not having it. We're having none of it. None of it. And we're going to get rid of the rest of it as well. So from that perspective, we're not lying anymore. People are done with it. Okay? We're done with the lying. We're done with the being kind. We're not doing it. Right? You do not twist a society to fit in with either somebody else's mental condition. We're not support animals. And women, most of all, are not support animals for LARPing men. And gay people aren't support animals for LARPing women who think they're gay men. Right? We're not doing it. It's over. Okay? It's over. Right? Not only do we have the receipts on how dangerous this whole thing is when it comes to the medical side of it, we don't even know what the hell we're doing. We've now got that. The whole thing needs to stop. The whole shebang needs to stop. You do not re-engineer a society around certain individuals that have a mental problem or fetishists. You don't do that. It's that simple, right? Okay, you don't do it. And it's insane to think you could do it unless you're a believer in post-structuralism, queer theory and gender identity ideology, which is exactly what Nicola Sturgeon has revealed herself to be. Break down the barriers. Everything must be interrogated for power and oppression. Get them out. Voters of Scotland, get her out. Get her and the entire SNP out. If you've got any sense, you'll vote Tory in the next election. The entirety of Scotland will vote Tory. That will stick in your craw, won't it, eh? Pull the pendulum back. It's gone too far. Yes, pull the pendulum back. Have 4 years of Tory rule. Let's undo some of the dangerous things that have been done by the SNP. But this week, he says, this is great, has proved her egocentric view, really, of course, of Scottish politics, and her way is the only way on everything, is at last floundering on the rocks of voter disapproval. Ooh, Alan, you do have a way with words. So he then says about the last major SNP crisis, which was the business with Salmond, over who undermined whom and why. But the public didn't really go for that, not like this. But my God, and this is the wording, superb wording, but the massive societal changes. That's what it is. The massive societal changes proposed in the gender reform plan have clearly struck a nerve with ordinary voters, with the latest opinion polls showing that Sturgeon's popularity is sinking fast. Not fast enough. So significant fault lines have emerged within her own party too, with widespread criticism of her efforts to further the independence argument. Her bid for a second referendum was initially demolished by a magisterial and unanimous rejection by the Supreme Court. She may try to recover from that with a special party conference in March, but her activists are both confused and angry at the fact she's put independence on a back burner in pursuit of issues such as gender reform. That's because independence was a smokescreen. And besides which, if they manage to get this gender identity ideology crap in between our basic categorisations of male and female, your independence won't matter, because you won't have any. Not as an individual, not as a country, not as a collective. Wake up and smell the coffee. Totalitarianism. Wake up and smell the coffee. You think I'm mad? Go do your own work. Right? If you think I'm mad, go do your own work. I don't think, I mean, JK, waded in and Joanna Cherry. Even the prison governor, the one who runs the prison that he was supposed to go to, said she would resign. She'd resign rather than have him there. Good for you. Right? That's what we do. That's the price. Okay? You will find other things at the end of what you do, but that's what we need to do, is to start standing up and say, no, as individuals, determinedly, we're not doing any of this anymore. So it's interesting to see that that's the kind of fallout that Sturgeon is now having to deal with. Is it possible that the public are beginning to wake up? Well, don't get too comfortable, folks, because the public is a very large thing. And this is something that's hit some of the mainstream press, like the Telegraph. Right? Now, the problem is that the vast majority of young people don't read it, so we still need to be talking to them. We still need to be saying, you've got this wrong. We still need to be saying, you've been lied to en masse by these people. Russell Moyle Twerp, right, with his woodland folk and his nonsense and his picking on Rosie Duffield. Sturgeon, who is just a bloody disgrace. I don't know how I should describe it. Then Annalise Dodd, that woman from the Aardman Animations? She's piped up today. These men should not be... What is wrong with you, Annalise? 12 months ago, you didn't know the difference between the two. You absolute, unmitigated, stinking hypocrite. Who else have we had? There was her. There was another one as well, wasn't there? Who, so they look like they're on the right side of history. We see you. We've got the receipts and you will not be forgiven. Resign. Resign if you have supported this crap. That's the only thing you can do. Resign. Because you're just beyond the pale now. If you're going to turn around and go, well, actually, I never said that. Peter Tatchell, I never said trans women were women. You know, we're not going to forgive you. All right, the great British public who didn't know and have been doing this because they think it's the kind thing to do will forgive. You we won't. So to every politician out there and every celebrity and every individual who's known what's going on and said nothing and done nothing, be aware that we have the receipts and you will not be forgiven. You will not be forgiven for endangering children, women, gay men, and the future of our country by allowing this insidious cult to infiltrate everything from education to the NHS to the police, every single institution, and you sat back and let them do it. So Annalise Dodd and whoever else it is that's now saying, well, what I really meant was, you will not be forgiven. So don't think you will. Not by me. If you want to find out if other people are going to forgive you, have a look in the comments. See what they say in the Dubras. That's the best way to find out. Where's it going to go next? I don't know. Penny Mordaunt's quiet, isn't she? They're on the ropes, boys and girls. They're on the ropes. And we got that wicked beast where he should be. No more men or women. No more women or men. We're done. Okay? The next stage is to reverse the GRA and to remove its tendrils from the Equality Act. Then we need to look at the Equality Act. That's a bigger project altogether. But a decisive movement, seismic even, I would say, in the arena in which so many women and some of us men have been working for so long. So I'm quite happy with it. Being me. Right, so here we go. Last little bit. If you don't want to hear me witcher on about my usual nonsense, then go do something else, right? Men. I need men. I don't mean in that way. Well, no, I don't. I don't, honestly. I want to do a winning mindset course for men, right? Okay? So can we please get to some men who will come on the winning mindset course? Please. Particularly gay ones, but generally men. I'd like to see men stepping up and trying to come together to understand what this is and help us form our community of practice. All the links are in the Dubras as usual. Buy me a coffee, whatever you can do to help, please. End of the month coming up. But I'm getting there. We've got new people on, right? We're going to look at a new cohort, possibly April. It's very exciting. So I would like to see some men. I want men on the Winning Mindset course with me so they can help us develop these ideas and these resources as we move forward to help people to understand what's going on. Because they've left the heterosexuals alone so far. When are they going to do that? When are they going to give a shot across the bows to your average straight man? By the way, if you won't sleep with me, I'm a lesbian. I'm a woman, by the way, and if you don't sleep with me, you're a bigger. Because they don't say it to them, do they? Anyway, that's enough. Waffling. I'm off to do things because it's Friday and I feel I should. Thank you very much, everybody. Keep going, all right? I'll see you later.